My name is Voralia. I'm a lead primary care pharmacist for Surrey PCT. Initially joined the NHS as a clinician to provide pharmaceutical services. I was working under a medicines management team. Subsequently, I've become a lead, which means I do a lot more management, strategic work, and really horizon scanning and looking at the future in terms of how we develop our services. Throughout the time that I've been with the NHS, I've always seek opportunities to develop my management styles, leadership styles, and I saw the opportunity through Breaking Through, which I applied. I must admit it was very, very difficult to get into because there's a lot of competition and it's quite testing and challenging to get through. But I did it, so I was very glad that I did, and it's really benefited me a great deal. When you look at where the population is in terms of the diversity of the population that the NHS serves, both diversity and the equality agenda are the most important things in terms of providing services. If we do put patients at the centre of everything, then actually diversity and equality has to be part and parcel of it. So I don't see it as an initiative, I see it as a core. The NHS has had several changes, but I think some people would argue that in terms of seniorship and leadership, perhaps it's not represented in terms of diversity. And you could argue if that's the case, then where does equality set into it? A lot of the population or a lot of the staff that works for the NHS at the core level, the patient-face level, are very diverse. But as you move along up the pyramid of management, you see less and less diversity. So I think it's very important. I think it has to be embraced, and embraced not within the system, but embraced by individuals. I think that's really the fundamental change that needs to take place in terms of developing a new culture. I think when you're talking about something like Breakthrough, you have to present yourself as the job that you do first and the talent that you have. And if you demonstrate that, then people will see your leadership and actually acknowledge the Breaking Through program. So the talent has to come first. It's no good having any sort of initiatives or programs when the talent's not there. If you're not hungry for something, you'll never get there. So you have to be hungry for something, and also a realization of what your capabilities and your limitations are, and that will be a starting point for anybody who wants to get into leadership. So you have to look at yourself first before you look at external opportunities of what you want to achieve. The main thing is the diversity of the population that the NHS serves. There's a fundamental change that's there. Culturally, there's a lot more diverse populations, and I think to serve those populations, you do need to start thinking about the change in the NHS in terms of diversity and equality. I don't think it should be dictated from top down. I think it should happen all over, and I mentioned culture before. To change culture, it takes a period of time from individuals to change rather than a system change. You can't have legislations you can have legislations, but legislations aren't the only thing that will change. Culture has to change from people. It cannot not benefit patients. If you're looking at quality, if you're looking at innovations, productivity and prevention, all of those, there's a pool of talent from the BME which can be sourced, and I totally believe that the NHS needs to look at all areas of where resource is, not just the BME, I'm talking about at all levels, just to create a culture where people can develop themselves and provide the service at the end to the patients that counts the most.